Not long ago, new kinds of jobs appeared. App-based gig work. Dog walkers, TaskRabbit, DoorDash, and most common, Uber and Lyft drivers. Gig work is paid by the job, and some say, not paid enough.
I'm just basically working part-time to pay my bills and survive.
Leftist media say gig workers are exploited.
We're paid as little as $2 a job.
So activists demand politicians do something.
We have a well-crafted solution.
Seattle politicians' well-crafted solution was to guarantee delivery drivers a $26 minimum wage.
You get the dignity, you get the benefits of what's coming to you.
What could go wrong? After all, companies like Uber and DoorDash make so much money, they can eat the cost without raising prices.
Annual revenues of billions of dollars a year, so I wouldn't assume that prices are going to go up.
But they did.
Getting whipped with new charges on food delivery apps.
Oops.
It was 3 items of, Thai takeout food for $122.
I just deleted the app.
Obviously, when you're increasing cost to businesses, you're going to increase cost to customers. These are very, almost unimaginably complicated markets where the company's main job is actually interfacing between restaurants and delivery workers and customers. And then you have, frankly, usually an economically illiterate city council or mayor who comes in and thinks basically by looking at an industry through reading the daily news, they can appropriately regulate the exact wage.
We want an economy in our city that works for everybody.
2 years later, the data is in, and drivers did not benefit. Why? Supply and demand. To pay drivers more, apps raised prices, so customers order less. DoorDash says it got 1.7 million fewer orders.
Why do you think it's slow in Seattle right now?
Well, it's becoming slow because of the new law.
Business has plummeted because of Seattle's new food delivery ordinance.
That's what happens when politicians micromanage.
We have a system in America that decides fairness by what the market will bear.
But the politicians don't get it. They say, we can fix it, we just have to tinker with it.
The market is actually deciding what someone's job is worth.
Seattle's then city council president realized they'd made a mistake.
I believe that we created a problem and it's our responsibility to fix it.
Good. So they repealed their harmful law? No. She said, we just have to tinker with the numbers.
If we had gotten the minimum pay standard right, we would not see the decline in the revenue.
Give me a break. The conceit of politicians.
Yep, that's it. I appreciate it.
Free enterprise requires businesses to constantly adjust pay and prices to attract both workers and customers. Yet Seattle politicians confidently say the price we pick is the right one.
When you think about it, it's actually just patently absurd on its face.
Dumb as these rules are, the regulators have the power, and they can force this.
You're not going to have any improved well-being for people, and you're not going to have increased wages for those workers.
The same thing happened in New York City.
App-based food delivery workers are getting $19.56 an hour. But with the bump in pay came a reduction in tips.
The decrease in tips and increased competition for jobs offset all of the gains, basically, from that imposed minimum wage.
That upsets New York's new mayor.
Make no mistake, we will have those workers' backs each and every time.
It's this continual whack-a-mole tendency where, yes, the market responds. We need a new regulation to try to prevent that response. They think that the next regulation is somehow going to squelch the greed out of the system, but there's simply no way to do that.
Right. Competition's the only good way to handle that. We asked my mayor and Seattle City Council members, how do you know better than the push and pull of the market? They didn't respond.
A lot of politicians want to believe there's a free lunch or just a fixed pot of money that they can give out to the neediest people in America. The actual effect was not to improve the well-being of any workers, but it was to increase costs for customers and to sabotage one of the most successful businesses in the city.
One that pays people for something they like to do.
We got one more last pickup in Margaritaville. Let's go pick up that order. We're live here in New York City. Look at that.
Thanks for watching this video. To make sure you get our next one, subscribe and hit the notification bell.